Hi, I'm Bud Summers, Guitar Lessons with Bud Summers. I am wearing my cool Bud Summers hoodie today. You can get them for just like $50. This is soloing with Chord Forms number 2. And in the last one, and the first one I did, and a lot of people seem to like it, I did it off the F form. And this is a very simple type of technique for doing some soloing if you know your chord forms. And knowing the F form, we just took some of the notes outside of the F form. We had our short F, you know, just the 4-string one. And we took the liberty of adding some notes around it. On the 3rd string, we find the 3rd of the chord. We added the 4th there, and we added the 6th and the 2nd. We did that with that chord, and that's fairly successful. We can move that around. We had the F, and we had the B flat and C. I don't remember what key we did it in, but you can move that around and use that form and take some of those notes out of it. Going to do the same thing today, though, with a different chord form, of course, the D chord, and you're probably familiar with the D. 1st string on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and your 2nd finger on the 1st string at the 2nd fret, and then your 3rd finger comes here. People do it with different fingerings. And actually what I'd like to ask you to do today is take your 1st finger and put it across. Some of you may know that already as the D major 7 chord. Really pretty chord. But if you go on ahead and play your chord this way, add your 2nd finger there. And where we can get another note, it's easy to see, is why I want you to do that. You don't necessarily have to play it that way all the time. But to get another note, the 3rd of the chord, the F sharp here. Now, we can still get the root of the chord down here, and I do need to talk to you about inversions. That's something I got to remember. But we got all these notes right here if you separate that chord. Now, what I would like to do, though, and that's root, 3rd, 5th, root, 3rd, 5th, and back down. What I'd like to do, though, is to take this chord, this D form, and say, okay, we've got this note, that's an F sharp and an A. We know those work. Well, this B will work in most configurations when we need some notes. And then we got the root, the D there. The 9th is going to work. You could also use the 7th in a lot of places too. Over here on the 1st string, we already have our F sharp, and you know that this note works because you've played, right? So this G works. That's the 4th of the chord, and the 4th is almost always going to work. And then we have the 5th here on the A. So that's a nice way to get most of your major scale sounding notes. But you can move that. One of the little licks I was doing, I just bent that 2nd string with my 3rd finger, and then I picked up the note on the 1st string. I had my 4th finger down in place. And you can release that. Moving, if you were in the key of D, the 4 chord in the key of D is a G, so you could just move up here, you'd be at the 7th fret, and you've got this chord form again. And then if you had an A chord, again, key of D, 1 chord is D, the 4 chord is G, and the 5 chord is A. So you would come on up here. But without getting too overwhelming with things, I just want you to know that you can use this chord form, and it's really pretty neat. You can get these things out of it in the key of D. Now, if you were in the key of E, obviously you got to move everything up 2 frets, right? D to E is a whole step or 2 frets. So you would move up to the E, and you'd play. That would be your E, and then for the A chord, which the A is the 4 in the key of E, you'd be all the way up here to the 9th fret, and then at the 11th fret for your B. A lot of cool little things you can do there. Now, the other neat thing about this is you could take, say you're in the key of A. Now, we already did the F form. If you missed that lesson, you can probably pick it up pretty quickly. If not, you can always go back and look at it. But say I wanted to use my F form and I'm in the key of D. All right, I'm right here. When it goes to D, I could always go. When it goes to E, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I use my F form for the A chord when I was there, and then I used this D form for the D and for the E, and then I just went back to my F form. That means then I don't have to do this big shift. The shift is okay, and there's cool things you can do with that. Of course, as you saw, I did right there. A nice slide. But you got that right there, too. Hey, if you got any questions, as always, just put them in the comments or send me an email at budsummers38@gmail.com. Anything you want to do, anything I can help you with, I'll be happy to. And thanks a lot. I'll see you again next time.